Is there now a non-negligible risk that we could see $100 a barrel plus oil because of the events unfolding in the past 2 weeks in the Middle East?
Sure. I mean, when you look at what's happening in global energy markets, anytime you have geopolitical risk, you're going to have market volatility. And I think you're seeing that bear out when Brent prices have increased approximately 7% since Hamas's terrorist attack in Israel and the ongoing war that we're witnessing there take place. Ultimately, it's important to keep in mind that that's not necessarily it's not necessarily physical disruption, right? Israel, even if this conflict expands to include Hezbollah and Syria and Lebanon, these are functionally very small parts of global supply and demand. What we're really concerned here when we talk about geopolitical volatility and its impact on the energy market is, does this expand regionally? And frankly, you're seeing quite a bit of diplomatic efforts globally to retain a relative calm on global energy prices. So without any physical disruption right now, I think it's fair to say that, okay, perhaps $100 oil's on the horizon, but these magnitudes higher, if you talk about scenarios like the closing of the Strait of Hormuz, probably aren't real.
What then is your baseline scenario, and what could unfold in the region, Landon? Could Iran be dragged into this conflict? Could the Strait of Hormuz be disrupted? And could we even see a return to the tanker wars of the 70s?
There's a lot of distinguishing features from the 70s to today. Not the least, the global energy markets are much more fungible, and the United States is a #1 producer of oil and gas, right? So the energy markets have transformed from where they were back in the day. But your question is sound in terms of how does this actually expand from where we are today? Israel does seem relatively committed to taking on Hamas in Gaza. Whether or not that expands to the region is yet to be seen, but it's not just is Iran involved. I think from a perception of Washington, D.C., Iran is engaged in this, and the proxies, whether that's the Houthis, Hamas, or Hezbollah, are going to be a part of this conflict going forward. The question is, many of these countries in the Middle East, might be experiencing $90 oil today, but it wasn't too long ago with COVID that we saw negative oil prices and a really contracting impact on their economic outlook. There's a lot of incentives for these countries to find stability and not allow this to impact what is right now 1,500 kilometers away between the oil-producing regions of the Middle East and where the conflict is.